active passive voice. Guess what? I have a formula for you that you can quickly have a look and do this. With active passive form, what happens is we swap the subject and the object. So we take the subject and put it in the object place. So everywhere we would start with the object. To do the infinitive, you have to look at your tense. How do we do that? Remember, present tense, we have the subject and then the verb. The past tense verb is het. The second verb will always be het. And then in the future tense verb is sal. Let's have a look at the sentence to revise your stompie. My ma is the subject. Bak is my verb 1. Can you see it stands in the next position? Your rule number 1. Elke dag, every day, is the time. Cook is my object. Baie vinnig, very quickly, is the way, the manner. In die kombuis, in the kitchen, is the place. Then we have the verb to and the infinitive. Let's have a look. When we do active passive form, we have to swap the subject and the object. We have to swap the subject and the object. So when we start with active passive, write down the word stompie. Swap out the subject and the object. What we do next is we write down the present, the past and the future, because your sentence will have to stay in the same tense. Let's have a look at the present tense. This sentence, can you see there's no het, there's no sal, which means that this sentence is in present tense. For present tense, we use the word word for the first verb. Then the time, elke dag. Then we add the word deur just before the subject. The rest of the sentence stays exactly the same, but the first verb goes to the back and it gets a ge. Let me do that for you quickly. So the object is cook, word, time is elke dag, deur, we add in the sentence, deur. The subject is my ma. Baie vinnig is the manner. In die kombuis is the place. Then we add ge and verb 1. What is my verb 1? Remember, it is the very next word. Gebak. There we go. For past tense, instead of word, we use is. Again, deur, the rest of the sentence stays the same. Then we use ge plus verb 1. In the future tense, we use sal. The sentence stays exactly the same. Then we use ge, the first verb, but we add word. This looks very complicated, But let me show you something. Can you see what you have to study or remember is very simple. When you write STOMPI, we swap out the subject and the object. Write the word STOMPI, add for word is and sal for verb 1. Remember, very, very important, what we have to add in here is the word dear. Just before the subject. The rest stays the same. The second verb, all have ge. Can you see that? They all have a ge. You add it to the verb. And lastly, with future tense, we add word. Let's try some examples. Remember the first rule? Check in which tense your sentence is. Write down your formula. Mark the places that you have to change. And remember. And let's go. The first sentence. Sandy teken elke dag 'n prent. Sandy draws every day a picture. What tense is this in? Let's have a look at the verb, teken. Is there a het? No. Is there a sal? No. So this is present tense. Let's have a look at the present tense. We start with the object. A prent. That is the object. A prent. What is the next word? Word. Is there time? Yes, elke dag. What comes next? Dear. What is my subject in this sentence? It is Sandy. Sandy. Is there manner? No. Is there a place? No. What comes next? Ge. Verb 1, remember verb 1 was teken, so we just add teken. And there you have your passive voice sentence, bedrywende sin. Let's have a look at the next one. Trevor het die verf by die winkel gekoop. Trevor bought the paint at the shop. Let's have a look. First rule, what tense is the sentence? Oh, look, there's a het. Het, is there a ge? Yes, so this sentence is in past tense. Let's go. We start with the object. Die verf, can you see? Die verf, we can't leave out die. So we start with die verf. Write it down. If you have to, cross it out. We can't use the words again. What comes next? Is. Time. Is there time? No, we don't have time. The next word is dear. The next word, subject. What is the subject in the sentence? Trevor. Cross it out. Is there a manner? No. Is there a place? Yes. By die winkel, at the shop. Ge, here we go. Ge, by die winkel. The only word left is gekoop. Gekoop. And there is your passive voice sentence. Let's have a look at the last one. Hy sal elke week prente op die muur teken. He will every week draw pictures on the wall. Rule number 1. What is the tense? And let's have a look. Verb number 1 in the sentence. Sal. Can you see? Do you remember that sal is my future tense verb? So this sentence you can see already just by looking at the word that comes next. It is in future tense. So let's go to future tense. The object is prente. Prente. Cross out the word. That's fine. What comes next? Sal. Time, elke week, every week. What comes next? Deur. The subject is hy. We cannot say hy in the sentence. We have to change it to hom. We can't say the picture is drawn by he. It is him. I will do a very quick tip on those. Look out for that one. Deur hom. Is there a manner? No. Leave it out. Place. Op die muur. Op die muur. Ge. Can you see ge? What word is left? Teken. Teken. And we have to add word. There's your future tense. Prente sal elke week deur hom op die muur geteken word. Remember, the best way to do this is to write your formula. Do not forget to add deur. These are simple sentences. And if you follow the formula, you should be able to do this without a problem. What is very noticeable about these sentences is that I did not include manner. The placing of manner depends on whether it's one word or a phrase. Would you like some examples? The previous sentences we looked at did not have manner because there's a different way to look at manner. But it's not that difficult. Let's have a look. If the manner in a sentence is one word, it changes its place. It comes just before deur and your subject. So it comes in here. But if it is a phrase, in other words, more than one word, it stays in its place. So just remember that. Let's have a look at an example. The first sentence. Die seun teken soms die graffiti vinnig op die muur. The boy draws sometimes the graffiti quickly on the wall. First thing we do, remember, what tense do we have? Die seun teken. No het, no sal, so we know this is present tense. Let's start. Object, die graffiti. Word stays the same. Time, soms, sometimes. Now, can you see vinnig? There's only one word here, the manner, how it is done. There's only one word. So that manner comes before deur and subject. Vinnig. Let's get rid of the words. Okay, what comes next? Deur. The subject, die seun. We have done manner now. Place comes in next. Op die muur. And remember, ge plus the verb, what is left? Teken. Ge teken. And there you have your correct sentence. Can you see vinnig has changed the place where it stands? It comes just before deur plus the subject. However, if it is more than one word, a phrase, manner stays in its place. Let's do this sentence. Die seun sal. Ah, look, it is in future tense because the verb is sal. Quickly shows you what tense it is. Let's go. The object. Graffiti. Again, the graffiti. What comes next? Sal. Is there time? Soms, yes, sometimes. Sometimes, soms. Let's scratch it out. What comes next? Manner stays in its place because it is baie stadig. There's more than one word. Do we change it? No. What comes next? Deur. Die seun is my subject. Die seun. Let's get rid of it. Manner. Baie stadig. Baie stadig. Place op die muur. Op die muur. Ge. What is my verb? Remember sal we've got already. Here's op die muur is done. What is left? Teken. So we know ge teken. And the last one, we don't have to forget this one, is word. And there you have your passive voice sentence. Jou bedrywende vorm. Now, what do we do when there is no subject? Oh no! There's no subject. What do we do then? Let's have a look at the sentence. Doen huiswerk. Normally when we have a sentence that starts with a verb, that is a command. In other words, I'm telling you how to do something. Then we have to add the verb moet. Your helping verb. Moet. When we see a sentence like this, we always start the sentence in passive voice with the word daar. The very next word, remember, the golden rule in Afrikaans, the verb always comes next, will be moet, because it is a command sentence. Daar moet. What comes next? The subject, huiswerk. Is there manner? Is there place? No. Ge. Doen word. We always use the future tense formula for this. Okay, so let's have a look at a normal command sentence. Lees die boek. Can you see the exclamation mark? That means we have to add moet. Let's have a look. Object, die boek. What comes next? Moet. Is there a subject? No. Is there a manner? No. Is there a place? No. What comes next? Ge. What is my verb? Lees. And then obviously we have to add word. Gelees word. Die boek moet gelees word. Can you see how moet is essential when we have a command sentence? And we always use the future tense formula, so we do not forget to add word at the end. Now what about question word sentences in active or passive voice? Let's have a look. When you find a question sentence that needs to be changed into passive voice, you will see it starts with wie. These sentences also have a tense, so be careful with this. When you see a sentence with wie, a question sentence, we change it to deur wie. So at the beginning your object will be deur wie. Let's have a look at the first sentences. Wie koop vandag brood? Can you see this is in present tense? There is no het, there is no sal. So let's follow the first one. So we start with deur wie. Deur wie. What comes next? Word. We have to put in an object. Brood. Can you see? What comes next? Time. Vandag. Is there anything else? No. So what do we have to add? Ge. Plus the verb. What is my verb? Koop. There we go. We have the sentence. Let's have a look at the next one. Wie het die brood by die winkel gekoop? Can you see het? And ge, so we know this is past tense. We start with deur wie is. We have to add the object, die brood. Is there time? No. We've got the subject. Is there a manner? No. Place. By die winkel. By die winkel. The brood is done. What is left? Gekoop. That is in the past tense. So what is very noticeable, can you see here, is word, past tense, present tense. Now let's have a look at the future tense. Wie sal môre die brood vinnig in die oond sit? Who will put the bread quickly in the oven tomorrow morning? Wie sal? We start with a question sentence, deur wie. Deur wie. Remember, future tense verb is sal. So, now we have wie already. What is left? Die brood. Time, môre. We have that already. Manner. We have that one, vinnig, quickly. Place, in die oond. Place, in die oond. Future tense, ge. Which one is left? sit, gesit. And do not forget word. And there we have the passive voice in a question format. This was quite a long one, but every single rule revolves around this formula. Write it down and you will see doing the rest becomes very, very easy. Find the tense, follow the rules. Like, subscribe, and watch out for more tips.